Thanks for staying tuned to your station, the Africa Independent Television, and welcome to your program, Security Watch Africa. My name still remains Patrick Abambu. Only on this channel and on this program, we'll bring you that information you need to keep your life safe and secured. Welcome to the program today. Already, like most people who are in the FCT, the Federal Capital Territory, Abuja, knows, there are municipal elections going on across the 6 municipal councils in the territory, and people are enjoyed to go about lawfully doing what they need to do, though there are restrictions of movement between 8 a.m. to 3 p.m. and we would like to enjoy politicians, those political actors, the gladiators, to please play according to the rules and don't heat up the polity and create problems. Yes, away from that, during the week, the reports reaching us has not been so sweet concerning news coming out from the southeast, particularly about the incessant killing of security personnel. The number of security personnel that have been killed in the last few days is quite alarming, and this is very, very terrible. No wonder many of the southeasterners are afraid to join the police, particularly in this period. The sit back as we give you just a clip of the amateur video of a policeman who just escaped being killed after 3 of his colleagues were murdered. He escaped, but it is quite sad. The video is quite disturbing.
No be small thing, guy. You now so me I run. Oh. Thank God. You say none of your policeman for. Thank God. Nah, guy. Okay, we go there. You go there like. Make sure say no go outside. I mean go outside for you.
No, no, guy. I'm the butcher. You butcher that. I will have time. I'm gonna. What's going on? Go down shop right now.
You can see how traumatized the policeman is over there with bloodstains, taking refuge in that territory and trying to call for help. It's quite sad and disturbing, really. We want to enjoy those who are creating these problems to please. It will not be good that you keep on killing a law enforcement officer or even any person at all. It's not good. And these are your people. These are your bloods, and you are killing and wasting. And they are people's children and parents and all that. Please, for those who are responsible and those who are engineering it or promoting it, please ensure that you put a stop to this. Yes, let's go to other programs for other activities for today. Yes, the Security Watch Africa visited the 2 division of the Nigerian Army headquartered in Ibadan. And one of the things noticed was how they have impacted on some of the people over there. Security Watch Africa visited a school, Ojo High School. Sit back as we bring you this report put together by Shuli Agbe.
To demonstrate its true form as the beacon of the nation and the People's Army, the Nigerian Army has continued to impart and touch lives of citizens nationwide as directed by the Chief of Army Staff, Lieutenant General Farouk Yahaya. The students and teachers of Ojo High School, Ojo in Ibadan, Oyo State, were full of praises for the kind gesture of the 2 division of the Nigerian Army in providing the students with some educational materials in line with civil-military cooperation projects of the Nigerian Army. Some vice principals of the school and head boy spoke with Security Watch Africa when the crew visited the school.
We really appreciate the fact that they remembered Ojo High School. It was very useful. Most of them, they are using it in the class. They are given notebooks. I really appreciate the fact that, this being a government school, it's not command, it's not their school. I've worked inside Army Day Secondary School before, So the fact that they remembered us being a government school and not a defense school is really something that is good, that we appreciate. So we really want more of it.
We really appreciate the gesture
because it has assisted the student in having exercise book. Because of the economic problem of this country, a lot of parents could not afford the exercise book. They were using tattered exercise book or the one used by their brothers, and the soldier came to our rescue by giving us the exercise book. This school has been enjoying a lot of facilities from the soldier. Even we have the certificate in the principal's office. I will advise the soldier or the army to continue to do more for us.
I feel on top of the world because there are some students that are unable to afford buying that exercise book. Despite the fact that it is written, it is just exercise books. There are some students that they cannot even afford it. So I feel on top of the world because I know it will assist them a lot. I want to appreciate the Nigerian Army for their good gesture. They didn't see us not part of them. They didn't discriminate. If they are discriminating, they won't come down to us. So we really appreciate them.
I felt happy and excited because it motivated the students toward the educational advancement in the state. On behalf of the students in the school, we decided to thank the Army and for the cooperation in the advancement and progress of the education in the state, because the distribution of the books helped the students a lot in their educational activities.
On why the division expended resources from their meager allocation, the General Officer Commanding 2 Division of the Nigerian Army, Major General Go Chibisi, gave insight.
The Chief of Army Staff, Lieutenant General Farouk Yahya, has in various fora told us that this army is the people's army. It is the people that own us. And one way he has encouraged us to get ourselves known to the people is through these civil-military cooperation projects. And here we have tried to key into that by venturing out to embrace our host community, to embrace certain people in the community, for them to know that we are theirs. So a few projects have been done. We had a quiz competition we organized for students from the 6 states in our area of responsibility, and they sent representatives. It was quite delightsome. We had that event around July last year at a Command Secondary School, Akpata, here in Ibadan. We also have sank a borehole in Eho. It's a community in Edo State that hosts one of our forward operating bases. We also have gone to schools with educational materials. In fact, I was so delighted. There was a community we went to here in Ibadan at Ele local government. And one child, when he got the books we distributed, said, "Yes, I'm going to join the army now. I'm going to join the army now." And I was so touched. I said, yes, eventually, we will get to that point where when people see us, they see us as partners, they see us as friends, they see us as colleagues. Not that when you see a soldier, I've seen in some climes, people will start running away. And when someone comes close to you, when you have gone, they will call the person and say, "Please, what have you done? Why did they come for you?" It doesn't have to be that way. We are the Army of Nigeria. We are owned by the Nigerian people. We came from our homes, from Nigeria and various communities and families. So we will keep at it and see how it keeps building up and getting better.
It is no doubt that the people are happy with the good jobs being carried out by the Nigerian Army. Shirley Daniels, reporting for Security Watch Africa.
Welcome back. That report was put together by Shirley Daniels. Yes, you said the first mass on my... That is a reminder that coronavirus is still with us. We should imbibe all the protocols recommended by the health bodies to ensure that we are safe and protected. Yes, during the week also, from Tuesday, top police hierarchies, strategic managers across the Federation gathered in Uyo, the capital of Akwa Ibom State to brainstorm and chart a way forward. What better way to police Nigeria? The IGP who played the host, they discussed with so many resource persons talking on issues that affects policing and security in Nigeria. The event was actually put together by Matchmakers Consult Limited, and it's something that's quite important because people have talked about police finding a better way and a more friendly way to police the country. This, we must say kudos to the police and all those who worked to ensure that this became a success. I will bring you the full report on this in subsequent episode of this program. Yes, let's go to another place this time around, the headquarters of the Nigerian Air Force. We had a chat with the Director of Public Relations and Information on how has the Air Force fared since the appointment of the current Chief of the Air Staff, talking about Air Marshal Oladayo Isiaka Amao. How has the Air Force fared? Sit back as we bring you this interview with Air Commodore Edward Gamkwet. How has it been for you and for the Air Force, and before we now come to the man at the saddle?
Yeah, let me just say I'll speak for the service particularly because that's what I represent. The last 12 months, I would say it's been very eventful for the Nigerian Air Force. As we are all aware, on the 26th of January last year, we had a change of mantle of leadership in all the services, and for us, it was through that change that Air Marshal Amao came on board as the 21st Chief of the Air Staff. We have been very, very lucky because in Air Marshal Amao, you find a leader who has been a fighter pilot virtually all his life, and somebody who has garnered experience through some of his other postings, diplomatic, administrative, and of course his experience in the battlefield, in the Northeast especially. So all of this helped shape his strategic mindset to be able to guide the Nigerian Air Force to where it is today. There is no gainsaying the fact that he has been a champion of jointness since he came on board, and Nigerians will agree with me that the Chief of Air Staff, alongside the other service chiefs, the CDS, Chief of Army Staff, Chief of Naval Staff, have been able to galvanize the services as a whole to be working as a single entity without necessarily going for individual trophies. You know, we have the services now working with a single aim in mind, and that is to ensure that our people, our citizens, have that peace that we deserve, that will enable us all go back and continue to live our lives, you know, and you know, interact in peace and prosper our nation. So basically, it's been an eventful 1 year. Of course, there have been some challenges, but you know, challenges are supposed to what, you know, toughen you and make you prepare for the next situation that you find yourselves. So overall, I think it has been an eventful and a good year for the Nigerian Air Force.
Yeah, at the beginning you talked about the jointness, which is a new cliche, no, should I say the new focus of the Nigeria, the armed forces of Nigeria now, jointness, and it seems to be playing out because in every operation now you see everybody involved wherever it's happening. But let me, since we're talking about Air Force now, let me come to, what is that singular thing that made everything started working so easily since the Air Marshal Amao took over?
Yeah, I would say, I don't know whether you have met him in person, but when you have a leader that is able to draw his followership, attract his subordinates to him. When you have a leader that once his subordinates are around him, there is this sense of belonging. There is this openness to air your views. There is this listening ability, then, you give people that, that impression that yours is to, give everyone that open playing ground, to critically look at the situation that we have and bear your minds, bring out workable solutions, that we can use now, to solve the problems that we have. So the environment has become so conducive. Officers and men are always, willing, to come up with ideas, and some of these ideas have been very, very important in making sure that we root out some of these challenges that we have. And then you look at a leader that is so concerned about the welfare of his staff. That is very important. People think it's just to have these equipments, but the equipments become useless if the people flying them, if the engineers that are working on them, and if all of the other support staff are not well catered for. And catering for staff also goes beyond just monetary benefits. Their families, their children, good schools, road networks are there, and there is constant supply of water, lights, basic infrastructures have been provided for them. Then everybody will be happy to work. Concentrate on your work, and that's what we're seeing. People are happy to work. People are ready to commit their lives even for the defense of our nation, and that's what we are seeing today.
Okay. Yeah. One of the things we also noticed during this one-year period is that there have been good number of both fighter pilots and engineers, different the branches of the Air Force, being either winged or being inducted or being with new platforms. Are these, is this a deliberate act, or is it just coincidental? And what is his mind about the retraining and training of the personnel?
Yeah, all of these factors falls within Air Marshal Amao's vision for the service. So when he came on board, he made sure that his vision encapsulates all of this. He's talked about training, operations, and all of that. And what's the vision? To enhance and sustain critical air power capabilities required for joint force employment in pursuit of national security imperatives. So how do you achieve that? You must first of all make sure, of course, because the federal government has provided the platforms for us. Just last year alone, we have taken delivery of 15 brand new aircrafts. Aircrafts are there already. What next do you need? You must have trained manpower in terms of qualified pilots to fly them, engineers to ensure that they are always maintained and serviceable, and all other support staff, armament, supply, admin, everybody has a role to play. And that is why, since he came on board, he has ensured that we've redoubled our efforts when it comes to the issues of training, retraining, and making sure that even if we don't have the capacity to train people locally, we look for the courses overseas. So you can imagine, in just 12 months, we have trained about 57 to 58 pilots. As a matter of fact, There are about 2 that will be winged next week in Kaduna. So we're talking about almost 60 pilots in 12 months. And so you can see that the focus is to ensure that our operations remain on board. We continue to get these guys flying so that the enemy now will not find that freedom to continue to move around and cause havoc, and continue to target all of those soft spots that we are seeing right now. So that's just the focus, to make sure that we bring in all that we have to bear against those that are trying to divide us in this country.
Okay. And one of the things, as an observer of what is happening in the Air Force, I noticed that it seems that these platforms that are both the new ones and the ones that are being resuscitated, they are not just random. It seems they are all targeted towards achieving specific assignment. Even, for instance, the 12th, the one that was gotten. A lot of people have said, people outside, that is it really what Nigeria need? If there have been some Nigerians who have risen up against it being used in some parts of the country, but is the Air Force really ready to deploy these things fully?
Before you go into purchasing of aircrafts, military aircrafts, of course, you must have done your homework. Most of these aircrafts have been deployed in other battlefields, even outside Nigeria. So it's based on those kind of feedbacks that, of course, you make requests to the federal government to see whether they can acquire some of these equipments for you. So it's based on that, based on past achievements of some of these platforms, that, of course, these machines have come on board. Definitely, we can't just buy new platforms and just put them in the hangars. Of course not. And as you have seen in the past months, you have seen what some of these new aircrafts have been able to bring to bear in the battlefield. And there is no denying the fact that wherever we think these aircrafts are going to enhance our operations.
Welcome back. Quite a lot we talked about, and so many information, but time will not permit us to conclude this episode of the program. But we'll surely, God willing, bring the conclusion to you in the subsequent edition of this program. Yes, I would like, on behalf of my family and myself, to thank all of you. In the last few days, in fact, 6 days, I've been inundated with a lot of calls, messages on the sad death of my beloved wife, Mrs. Sharon Abisola Bambo, who passed on to glory on the 6th of this month, February. I must thank you. I appreciate those who have supported us so far in your prayers and everything. We really do appreciate. The burial date has been fixed, 17th and 18th of this month, February, which will be next week in Lagos. So really thank you, and we also urge you to continue with praying for us. On that note, we're getting signed to leave for other programs to continue, but surely by God's grace, we will come your way again for another edition of this program with a better and well-packaged program, more better packaged program for you. Until then, I say bye for now and remain blessed.